Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we sift through a wealth of sources to unearth the most compelling insights, helping you become truly well-informed, quickly and engagingly.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're plunging headfirst into a global sprint against time, a seemingly impossible wager that, well, even a century and a half later, it still captures the world's imagination, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's this amazing tale where meticulous precision clashes just spectacularly with the wild unpredictability of chance.
Exactly. Our deep dive today explores Jules Verne's enduring masterpiece, Around the World in 80 Days. And as you said, this isn't just a thrilling adventure story, though it absolutely is that.
Oh, for sure. But it's also this really rich tapestry. It's woven with narratives that let us explore some timeless themes. You know, the sheer audacity of human ambition, the accelerating pace of technology back then.
Right, and the surprising limits, but also the breakthroughs that technology imposes.
And, of course, the utterly unexpected twists life throws our way. It's got it all.
It really does. So our mission in this deep dive is basically to unpack the many layers of this classic adventure, going beyond just, retelling the plot.
Right. We want to dig deeper.
We'll delve into how a story written way back in 1873, I mean, think about it, the world was so different then.
Legally different.
About speed, overcoming what must have seemed like insurmountable obstacles, and pushing the very boundaries of what was technologically possible. How does that still resonate so profoundly today in our hyper-connected, super fast-paced world?
It's a great question, because it really does resonate.
So as you listen, think about this. What can this thrilling tale maybe teach you about daring to take on seemingly impossible challenges? And how sometimes the most unexpected turns, maybe the most improbable alliances, can fundamentally redefine what success truly means.
Yeah, that's a key takeaway, I think.
So prepare for departure, because our journey into Verne's brilliant mind begins right now.
So do it.
All right, let's unpack this grand adventure. Before our globe-trotting escapade can even really begin, we need to introduce the central figure, the man at the very heart of this incredible wager. Phileas Fogg.
Ah, yes, Fogg.
He is, to put it mildly, the absolute epitome of the English gentleman. He's kind of an enigmatic but still highly notable member of London's exclusive reform club.
Very exclusive.
And our source material paints this vivid, almost like a photograph picture of him. He's about 40 years old, fair-haired, with this remarkably smooth, unwrinkled forehead like he never worries or ages.
Right. Not a care in the world, apparently.
And sort of unexpectedly, given his really stoic nature, magnificent teeth. It's a weird detail, but it's there. He sounds almost too perfect to be real, like a caricature of precision.
He truly does. Fogg's whole existence, as Verne meticulously describes it, is utterly governed by this kind of mathematical predictability. It's clockwork precision that, frankly, borders on the obsessive. Everything about him, from the smallest detail of his daily routine to, his very thought process, suggests a man for whom any deviation is just unthinkable.
Anathema.
Exactly. Consider his meals at the Reform Club. Always in the same room, at the very same table, at chronometrically fixed times. His return home. Precisely at midnight. Bang on.
Every single night.
Every night. Even the temperature of his shaving water. It's specified down to the exact degree. It's fascinating how someone so outwardly predictable and, rigid could remain such a profound mystery to everyone around him.
Yeah.
He's a man entirely contained within his own meticulous little world.
And his precision isn't just about routine. It extends to his very being, doesn't it? He's described as incredibly calm, almost phlegmatic.
That's the word Verne uses, yeah. Phlegmatic.
With a clear, steady gaze and eyelids that apparently barely flicker. He's the living embodiment of that classic cool-blooded Englishman stereotype. Yet, and this is where he really starts to intrigue me, despite this apparent lack of extravagance or, overt emotion, he avoids all conversation about his private life, never seems surprised by anything.
Right, nothing phases him.
But the book subtly reveals this hidden depth. He was quietly and anonymously generous, giving to charity without wanting any recognition.
Which is interesting, right? It adds this fascinating, almost contradictory layer to his character.
It really does. His only discernible passions seem to be reading newspapers, maybe just to monitor the world's chaos from a safe distance.
Could be. Keep tabs on things.
And playing whist. A card game that seems perfectly suited to his precise strategic nature. It's famously described in the novel as combat without movement, fatigue, or travel. Perfect for him.
It's the perfect Fogg pastime, isn't it?
Oh.
What's truly fascinating here is the core paradox, though. Why would Verne choose such an incredibly precise, almost robotic, and let's face it, seemingly unadventurous character as the protagonist of a global chase?
Good question.
His rigid control and his absolute dedication to schedule are what, ironically, set the stage for the utter chaos and unpredictability that he's about to face.
Right. It's the perfect setup.
It's a brilliant setup for dramatic irony, yeah.
Mm.
His meticulously crafted system gets tested, battered, and ultimately transformed by the vast, untamed world. It challenges the very notion of control. It makes us, the listeners, wonder if true success comes from rigid adherence to a plan, or maybe from adaptability when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Fogg starts as this fixed point, and the adventure basically forces him to become a moving, evolving one.
It's a compelling question, and I think his initial rigidity makes his eventual transformation just so much more powerful.
Exactly.
And into this meticulously ordered universe, this perfectly calibrated bubble, steps his new servant, a character who, well, couldn't be more different. Jean Passepartout.
Ah, Passepartout, what a contrast.
What a wonderful, lively character he is. He's described as a true Parisian from Paris, with a kind face, bright blue eyes, and a figure stout enough to see his own knees.
I love that description.
It's such a wonderfully evocative detail, isn't it? Instantly paints a picture of this grounded, hardy individual.
Passepartout truly is the antithesis of Fogg. He enters the story explicitly seeking tranquility. He wants a quiet, sedentary master, a peaceful life after what's been a rather tumultuous and varied past.
Right. He's had quite the career path.
Oh, yeah. Get this. He's been an ex-traveling singer, a circus performer, a gymnastics teacher, and even a fire brigade sergeant.
Wow.
These are all experiences that just scream movement, unpredictability, and physical exertion.
No, right? Absolutely.
Which makes his deep desire for a calm, routine existence utterly endearing and frankly hilarious given what's about to unfold.
Oh, totally. He craves stability after a life of just constant motion.
Precisely.
And the circumstances of his hiring are just absurdly perfect. It's truly a comedic stroke of genius that immediately foreshadows the extraordinary, chaotic adventure to come.
Tell us about it.
Well, Fogg, in his infinite precision, had just dismissed his previous servant for bringing shaving water at 84 degrees Fahrenheit instead of the exact 86 degrees he required.
Unbelievable. 84 instead of 86.
I know. And Passepartout, presenting himself with his long list of past chaotic jobs, truly believed he had found his ideal of domestic tranquility.
Oh, the irony. It's so thick.
You could cut it with a knife. The moment he learns about the journey, his immediate shock and dismay are just palpable. You can almost feel it.
I bet.
And there's that brilliant, minor, humorous detail that grounds him in such a human way. He forgets to turn off the gaslight in his room.
Oh, yeah. The gaslight.
Which would keep burning at his expense. A small but immediate financial loss, kind of foretelling much larger ones to come, I guess.
It's a great little touch.
Yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of our deep dive, Passepartout's very human, fallible, and dynamic nature serves as the perfect, vibrant foil to Fogg's apparent perfection.
Right. The contrast is key.
Absolutely. His past expertise as a circus performer or fire brigade sergeant might seem like just random quirks when you first read it, but they subtly hint at crucial, unexpected skills that will be vital for overcoming the very real, often physical challenges ahead.
Good point. They aren't just throwaway details.
Not at all. He's the emotional heart and the spontaneous action to Fogg's cool logic and calculated precision. This pairing is essential. Without Passepartout's adaptability and, frankly, his human warmth, Fogg's journey would be far less rich and maybe even impossible.
Yeah.
It's a classic pairing. The brain and the brawn, the planner and the doer, but with, far more depth than just those simple labels.
Definitely more nuanced. Okay, so we have our unlikely duo. Now, for the spark that ignites this entire global adventure, the colossal wager.
The bet that starts it all.
The scene is meticulously set at the Reform Club, where Fogg is a member. It's this place of quiet, dignified conversation. Apparently, members even enjoyed unlimited credit thanks to the Barings Bank.
Right, a place of serious establishment figures.
Exactly. The conversation on that particular day, October 2nd, 1872, turns to a recent, rather audacious event. A colossal theft of £55,000.
Wow.
Which, for perspective, was a staggering 1,375,000 French francs from the Bank of England.
A massive sum.
And right then, almost casually introduced into the background, is Detective Fix, who we'll get into more deeply later. He's already observing Fogg, convinced that this stoic gentleman is the thief, based purely on a vague description.
Already suspicious. It's amazing how Fix latches onto him so quickly.
Isn't it? It's within this very specific context, major crime, a world that's experiencing this unprecedented technological acceleration that the wager takes root.
Right. Gauthier Ralph, one of the Bank of England directors, he remarks on how the world is seemingly shrinking. Travel's now 10 times faster than it was a century ago.
And that wasn't just talk, right? There were real reasons for it.
No, it was reality. The recently completed Suez Canal, that was huge, dramatically cutting travel time to India. You also had the burgeoning network of transcontinental railways, especially in America, and the rapidly increasing speed of new steamship designs. All of this truly made global circumnavigation seem, well, far more feasible. Still incredibly challenging, mind you.
Oh, absolutely. Not easy.
But possible.
Yeah.
And Fogg, with his characteristic calm and, his deep understanding of these advancements, simply asserts that it's now entirely possible to go around the world in just 80 days.
Just like that. Casually drops it in conversation.
Pretty much.
And the incredulity from his fellow club members is immediate and palpable. Andrew Stewart, one of his peers, for example, he just scoffs and bets 4,000 pounds against Fogg's claim.
A hefty sum in itself.
Definitely. But Fogg, with this almost unbelievable, almost arrogant confidence in his own mathematics and his meticulous planning, he raises the stakes. Big time.
He doesn't just match the bet.
No. He wagers 20,000 pounds, half of his entire fortune, against anyone who would take the bet.
Wow. Half his fortune. That's conviction.
It's breathtaking, isn't it? It shows his absolute conviction, and his decisive nature just comes right through immediately. The departure is set for that very night, October 2nd, 1872.
Right away.
No hesitation, no delay, just this calm, unwavering commitment to a monumental challenge.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, beyond just the money, is what this colossal wager signifies. It really embodies a very distinct 19th century fascination with speed, with technological progress, and with the ultimate triumph over geographical limits.
Yeah, it's more than just a bet.
Much more. It's not just personal. It's a profound test of human ingenuity and technological advancement against the perceived vastness of the planet. It asks, can humanity, armed with its machines and its will, truly conquer time and distance?
A big philosophical question, really.
It mirrors the spirit of those grand projects of the era, like the push to connect continents with telegraph cables, or the race to develop faster trains and ships. This was a time when the world was literally being remapped by human ambition.
That's a great way to put it. And the public reaction. The wager wasn't just kept quiet within the Reform Club walls, was it?
Oh, not at all. It became an immediate sensational media phenomenon.
Yeah.
London and other UK newspapers like The Times and The Standard, they declared themselves vehemently against Fogg. They practically treated him as a maniac for such a preposterous undertaking.
Seriously? A maniac?
Yeah. Their headlines screamed skepticism, doubting his sanity, the feasibility of the whole thing. Only the Daily Telegraph, maybe with a bit more adventurous spirit, offered him some level of support, seeing it as a bold challenge.
So it was a real spectacle, a national conversation piece.
Absolutely. And the public's engagement even went a step further. Get this. They actually created a kind of informal Phileas Fogg stock market.
No way, like betting on him.
Exactly. People placed bets for or against him, essentially buying shares in his success or failure. And predictably, his shares plummeted after the Royal Geographical Society, the experts of the day.
Right, the authority.
They publicly deemed the entire project absurd and scientifically impossible.
Ouch. That must have hurt his stock price.
Definitely did. This really highlights how Verne, through the public's reaction, comments on that skepticism towards audacious endeavors. Are there parallels to how modern society reacts to groundbreaking, seemingly impossible feats today?
Oh, absolutely. Think about early skepticism around, commercial space travel or the initial fears about AI.
Exactly. There's always that public split between belief and outright dismissal, that tension between the visionary and the conventional.
It's a timeless dynamic, isn't it? The daring individual against the skeptical masses, and Fogg really embodies that pioneering spirit.
He certainly does.
It truly is a timeless dynamic, and as Fogg and Passepartout embark, leaving the meticulously controlled environment of London behind, they're about to face not just the unpredictable challenges of a truly global journey, but also the harsh judgment of public opinion. Yeah. Passepartout barely had time to pack a carpet bag, probably still clutching his gaslight bill.
Probably. This is where the meticulous plans meet the messy, unpredictable reality, and the real adventure truly begins.
Okay, so they're off. As soon as Fogg and Passepartout set off, leaving that gaslight burning and the wager echoing through London, Phileas Fogg's meticulously planned precision is immediately put to the test.
Right out of the gate.
And the first relentless shadow to appear, who becomes this constant unsettling presence, is none other than Detective Fix.
Ah, Fix. Our persistent detective. He's introduced waiting in Suez, which was a really crucial port for the new trade routes, especially for the ship they needed, the Mongolia, a fast steamer.
Got it. And what's Fix like?
Fix is described pretty vividly, a thin, nervous man with an exceptionally sharp gaze, constantly on the alert. His motivation is crystal clear and powerfully stated. A handsome reward of £2,000.
Not bad money back then.
Not at all. Plus, attempting 5% of the recovered sum if he captures the Bank of England robber.
Ah, so there's a personal stake too.
Oh, definitely. This isn't just duty for him. It's potentially a life-changing sum of money. And what makes him so formidable, so dangerous to Fogg, is his absolute unshakable conviction that Fogg, this impeccably dressed, precise gentleman, is indeed the thief.
Based on what, exactly?
That's the thing. It's based on very little. He sees Fogg's unusual behavior, his lack of baggage for such a long trip, his sudden departure right after the robbery. He pieces it together in his mind and decides it's irrefutable proof.
Wow. Circumstantial at best.
Totally. His conviction is so absolute that it fuels so much of the early plot, becoming this great source of constant dramatic irony for us, the listener, because we know Fogg isn't the thief.
Right, we're in on the secret.
Exactly. His initial encounter with Passepartout is quite telling and also quite amusing.
Yeah.
Fix, ever the cunning one, he asks Passepartout to direct him to the consulate, playing the innocent tourist just needing directions.
Okay.
And Passepartout, in his utter charming innocence, readily shows Fogg's passport to help him out.
Oh no, big mistake.
Huge mistake. Fix immediately sees the description of the Bank of England robber. On the official notice, a description that perfectly, chillingly, matches Fogg.
So that seals it for Fix.
Absolutely. He's certain he's found his man, his grand prize. But, and this is crucial, there's a detail that throws a wrench in his plans. The official arrest warrant for Fogg still hasn't arrived from London.
Ah, bureaucracy. Even in 1872.
Exactly. Which means he can't officially detain Fogg. Not yet, anyway. He has to follow him.
So this single-minded pursuit by Fix, fueled by both duty and that tantalizing reward, it adds these immense layers of suspense and dramatic irony to the whole journey, doesn't it?
Totally. We, the listener, know the truth, but Fix's certainty creates this constant underlying tension. It's like a ticking bomb just waiting for that warrant to arrive.
Yeah.
It also raises fascinating questions about reputation and suspicion,
Yeah.
How easily someone can be judged guilty based on just superficial resemblances or extraordinary unexplained circumstances.
That's a really good point. Fogg's very precision and secrecy, the things that define him, they get misinterpreted as the hallmarks of a master criminal.
It's a clever way Verne explores the pitfalls of superficial judgment. Very smart writing.
Okay, so the journey quickly moves to Indian soil. And this is where Fogg's meticulous plans encounter their first truly formidable, unexpected hurdle.
Right, the railway guess.
From Bombay to Calcutta, they expect to just hop on a train believing the railway line is complete. But, surprise, they discover it isn't finished yet. There's a 50-mile gap right in the middle of the jungle.
Which, for a man like Fogg, who leaves by schedules he meticulously oversees, this should be an absolute disaster, a monumental setback threatening the entire wager.
You'd think he'd lose it.
Absolutely. Imagine the panic most people would feel. But Fogg's response, it's incredibly, almost infuriatingly calm. He just says, it was foreseen.
Seriously, it was foreseen. Who foresees a random 50-mile gap in an Indian railway?
Exactly. This unflappable demeanor, this almost superhuman foresight, or maybe just an unshakable belief in his own problem-solving abilities.
Yeah.
It naturally further fuels Fix's suspicions.
Of course it does. How does he solve it?
Well, to bridge that 50-mile gap, Fogg comes up with an audacious and incredibly expensive solution. He buys an elephant.
He buys an elephant.
Buys an elephant Kiuni for the fabulous price of £2,000.
2,000 pounds.
For an elephant.
Yep. And Passepartout, ever the relatable everyman, is utterly horrified, he exclaims. That's paying a high price for elephant steak.
Uh-huh. Classic Passepartout.
The sheer audacity, though, and the immediate willingness to spend such a fortune on an unconventional solution, it's a testament to Fogg's single-minded focus on time above all else. Money is secondary.
What this episode truly teaches us about resourcefulness, though, in the face of these unexpected technological limitations, is pretty profound.
It really is.
Fogg doesn't complain. He doesn't halt his journey. He doesn't even waste a moment in despair. He just adapts, instantly, inexpensively. And this willingness to spend vast sums of money, almost without a second thought, rather than lose precious hours, it just further fuels, fixes suspicions, right?
Absolutely. For Fix, this lavish spending isn't eccentricity. It's irrefutable proof that Fogg is spending stolen money. Only a thief would be so careless with such a fortune.
It makes Fogg's actions, which are simply about winning his wager, appear deeply incriminating to the detective. Everything Fogg does looks suspicious through Fix's eyes.
And it's on this very elephant trek through the heart of India that we witness a truly pivotal, deeply human moment for Phileas Fogg.
Right. The rescue of Aouda.
They encounter the young Parsi widow, Aouda, who's about to be burned alive in a sati sacrifice.
Yeah, and just to clarify for our listeners, sati was this problematic historical ritual, mainly among some Hindu communities, where a widow would immolate herself on her husband's funeral pyre.
A truly horrific practice.
Absolutely. Rooted in complex social and religious beliefs, but considered barbaric by many, and by the time Verne was writing, it was being actively suppressed by the British authorities in India. The scene itself is harrowing. Aouda is drugged, helpless, the crowd is ready.
And this is a truly crucial turning point for Fogg's character, isn't it? It really peels back his layers.
It does. Despite his apparent coldness, his seemingly purely logical exterior that always prioritizes his schedule above all else, he makes this spontaneous moral decision. He chooses to save Aouda.
Knowing full well it will cost him time.
Exactly. Knowing it will cost him 12 precious hours of his lead. And in a moment of rare, profound emotion, he utters that deeply significant line, "Sometimes I have a heart when I have time."
Wow, that says so much. It implies his heart is usually hidden beneath the rigid demands of his schedule, but here, humanity triumphs over punctuality.
Beautifully put. And Passepartout, let's not forget him. With his deep human empathy and the courage forged from his past as a circus performer, he plays a truly vital, heroic role here.
What does he do?
He uses his physical prowess and dramatic flair, sneaks onto the funeral pyre, and pretends to be the dead Raja rising from the flames to rescue the young woman. He creates this dramatic, successful diversion.
Incredible. Resourceful in his own way.
Absolutely. This selfless detour adds such a profound, unexpected layer to the meaning of the journey. It moves beyond just a race against time to become a testament to shared humanity and compassion.
Yeah.
It shows that even the most rigid, schedule-driven individual can be moved by injustice and choose to act on a deeper moral compass. A choice that transcends the material stakes of the wager. It makes Fogg a much more complex, relatable hero, I think.
I agree. It adds that essential human dimension. Unfortunately, though, Passepartout's earlier, somewhat careless action in Bombay, remember when he innocently entered a pagoda without removing his shoes?
Oh yeah, the shoe incident. A big cultural no-no.
A grave sacrilege for Hindus back then. It comes back to haunt them at the worst possible moment.
Figures. Fix is involved, I assume?
You bet. Fix, still without an arrest warrant for Fogg, but utterly desperate to delay him somehow, seizes on this. He masterfully manipulates the situation, convincing 3 outraged Brahmin priests to bring a formal charge of sacrilege against Passepartout.
Clever. And dirty.
And by association, against Fogg as his accomplice. It's a brilliant, underhanded move to stop them legally.
So they end up in court.
They do. The court scene that ensues in Calcutta is described as almost comically absurd, yet incredibly tense. There's a Judge Obadiah presiding.
Okay.
Passepartout is summarily sentenced to 15 days in prison and a hefty £300 fine. And Fogg, for his supposed complicity, gets 8 days in prison and a £150 fine.
That would certainly stop the trip.
You'd think.
Yeah.
But Fogg, utterly unwilling to lose a single moment, immediately posts bail a staggering £2,000 to avoid any delay to their journey.
£2,000 bail.
Wow. And Fix, of course, is outwardly triumphant, even though Fogg escapes his grasp for now. He's practically rubbing his hands together, exclaiming with gleeful calculation, £2,000 gone, lavish as a thief.
He's keeping a running tally, isn't he?
Totally. He meticulously calculates that Fogg has now already spent more than £5,000 since leaving London, which just further cements his belief that Fogg is indeed spending stolen money using the Bank of England's funds with reckless abandon.
So the constant, relentless pressure of time and money is just incredibly evident here. It's almost like a third character in the story.
It really is. This unexpected legal hurdle underscores the precariousness of their entire journey and highlights Fix's relentless, almost obsessive pursuit.
Yeah. Every obstacle, whether it's natural like the railway gap or technological or legal like this, seems to conspire against them.
And every single solution costs Fogg a fortune, which just feeds Fix's conviction that he's chasing a criminal. It's a vicious cycle.
Okay, so the journey continues. Where to next? Hong Kong.
Exactly, Hong Kong. And this is where Fix's desperate plan to delay Fogg reaches its most cunning and, frankly, most despicable peak.
Oh boy, what does he do now?
He strategically meets Passepartout, plays on his trust, talks to him, and then, in a dramatic twist, reveals that he is, in fact, a police inspector.
Drops the bomb. How does Passepartout react?
Probably shocked, but Fix immediately tries to bribe him. He offers Passepartout £500 to help him detain Fogg, hoping to use the loyal servant as an unwitting accomplice.
Wow. Trying to turn him against his master. Does it work?
No. Passepartout, to his immense credit, despite maybe his previous frustrations with Fogg's rigid nature, all the unexpected hardships, he remains absolutely loyal. He steadfastly refuses the bribe.
Good for him. Loyalty wins out.
It does.
Yeah.
But Fix, utterly ruthless and without hesitation, resorts to a truly unscrupulous tactic, a real low blow.
What is it?
He drugs Passepartout with opium. No. Seriously. He cunningly induces this stupor that causes Passepartout to miss the Carnatic, the ship they were supposed to take to Yokohama.
That's awful. A truly dirty trick. It separates the two companions and jeopardizes the entire enterprise.
It really is pivotal. It's a moment where the human element of deceit and desperation deeply impacts the mechanical precision of Fogg's plan.
So Fogg finds himself alone, without his servant, and without his scheduled ship. What does he do?
Well, Fogg is forced to find another way to reach Japan, and his immediate and incredibly expensive adaptation is truly telling of his character. He charters a pilot boat, the Tankadere.
Charters a whole boat? That must have cost a fortune.
Astronomical, £100 per day, plus a £200 bonus for timely arrival.
Unbelievable spending.
And of course, our persistent detective Fix, ever the Shadow, manages to secure passage aboard as well. He's not letting Fogg out of his sight.
Of course not. He's stuck to him like glue.
What does Fogg's immediate, costly decision to charter this new boat at such a huge price say about his determination, though?
It's unwavering, isn't it? It speaks volumes about his absolute commitment to his goal, no matter the personal cost or the underhanded tactics of others.
Definitely. This raises the stakes significantly, adding these profound layers of trust and betrayal to the already high-stakes journey.
Yeah, the chase isn't just against time anymore or technological limits. It's against a human antagonist who will stop at nothing to apprehend who he believes is a criminal.
Right. So, as the adventure crosses vast oceans, carrying Fogg, Aouda, and eventually a reunited Passepartout towards the New World, the story builds towards what promises to be a dramatic, maybe impossible climax.
Okay, so the journey continues with the massive Pacific crossing. They're aboard the General Grant. Fogg, Passepartout, who Fogg managed to find in Yokohama after the opium incident, Aouda, and Fix are all sailing steadily towards America.
All together again, an unlikely group.
Very unlikely. And here, in the middle of this vast ocean, there's a small but incredibly significant revelation. A flicker of understanding that dawns on Passepartout, setting the stage for Verne's ultimate genius twist later on.
Ah, this is the time zone thing, right? This is where it gets really interesting. A subtle hint dropped for the reader that pays off dramatically later.
Exactly. Remember, Passepartout had stubbornly kept his family watch set to London time. He was convinced that every other time zone was simply wrong, and that he was perpetually losing time.
Which is kind of funny, his dedication to his watch.
It is. But then, on November 23rd, right in the middle of the Pacific voyage, his watch, without any manual adjustment on his part, suddenly aligned perfectly with the ship's chronometers.
And he was baffled, right?
Utterly bewildered. He couldn't grasp why his watch, always so precise in his mind, was now suddenly in sync with this new time. It didn't make sense to him.
So this is the critical moment when he inadvertently stumbles upon the concept of the gained day.
Precisely. Traveling eastward, they were literally gaining on the sun. Think of it this way. The Earth rotates eastward. When you travel in the same direction, you're essentially catching up to the sunrise.
So you experience slightly less than 24 hours in a day as you cross time zones.
Exactly. For each full turn of the meridian, each 15 degrees of longitude they crossed traveling east, they effectively gained an hour relative to their starting point in London.
And over a complete circumnavigation of the globe.
It accumulates to a total of 24 hours, an entire day. It's one of the great ironies of the story and the absolute scientific linchpin for their final success.
But Passepartout doesn't get it yet.
Not at all. He's clinging to his simple notion of time, his London watch. He doesn't fully grasp the profound implication at this point. This subtle, easily overlooked detail brilliantly foreshadows the ultimate ingenious twist.
It's an aha moment waiting to happen for him and for the reader. It really shows the counterintuitive mechanics of global travel and time zones, something that wasn't widely understood by the general public in 1872 when the book came out.
Absolutely. It's not just about speed. It's about understanding the very fabric of global time, how traveling with the sun versus against it could be the difference between winning and losing.
It's almost like a riddle hidden in plain sight, disguised within Passepartout's simple, humorous observation about his watch. It's a real testament to Verne's incredible scientific foresight, weaving complex physical principles into an adventure narrative.
Exactly. And it highlights Verne's genius in making scientific concepts accessible and thrilling. In 1872, global time zones were still being standardized. It wasn't common knowledge for everyone that circumnavigating the globe meant gaining or losing a day. This moment serves as a brilliant aha for the reader, too, providing that scientific underpinning to what seems like pure magic later.
A truly fascinating nuance. But while Passepartout is wrestling with this abstract concept of time, the very real, very tangible challenges of the New World are about to descend upon them.
Oh, yeah. America throws everything at them.
Aboard the transcontinental train from San Francisco to New York, new and formidable obstacles emerge, seemingly designed to thwart Fogg's unwavering precision at every single turn.
Indeed. First, a truly wild, overwhelming sight. An enormous herd of bison, thousands of them, just blocking the railway line.
Wow. Nature versus machine.
Exactly. The sheer scale of nature's raw power brings the locomotives, this great symbol of human progress, to a grinding halt for 3 long, agonizing hours.
How did Fogg react?
Still calm, ever impassive. Passepartout is furious, apparently wanting to fire his revolvers at the beasts. But Fogg remains incredibly calm, simply factoring the delay into his mental calculations. Unbelievable.
Then comes the bridge scene. That sounds terrifying.
It is. The terrifying moment at the rickety Medicine Bow Bridge. It's an old wooden suspension bridge, clearly unstable. The engineer, desperate but pragmatic, proposes crossing it at full speed.
Full speed. Over a rickety bridge.
Yep, calculating a 50 to 90% chance of success that it won't collapse under them. It's a truly nail-biting scene.
I bet.
And Passepartout, despite being utterly terrified, he accepts the challenge, partly to prove that a Frenchman can be just as American as they are. A surprising surge of national pride and raw courage.
Does it work?
Miraculously, yes. The train makes it across, and the bridge collapses with a thunderous roar right after they clear it. Sheer luck and daring.
Unbelievable, as if the buffalo on the bridge weren't enough.
Nope. The American West threw one more terrifying challenge at them. A sudden and brutal attack by a Sioux tribe.
Oh, wow. An actual attack.
Yeah. The train, that marvel of modern engineering, suddenly became a chaotic battleground. Arrows raining down, shots fired. The engineer and fireman quickly overpowered.
So the train was out of control.
Completely. An uncontrolled projectile hurtling across the plains. It became the symbol of modern progress, suddenly vulnerable to the wild, untamed forces of the frontier. It's a moment of pure chaos, where Fogg's calm resolve is tested against a truly existential threat to their lives, not just their schedule.
And in this escalating crisis, Passepartout, once again, rises to the occasion, right? We've seen his courage before, but this feels like his most profound act of heroism yet. He's not calculating like Fogg. He's acting on pure instinct and skill. What did he do?
This is where his seemingly random past comes back in the most useful way possible. His time as a circus performer and gymnastics teacher becomes absolutely vital.
How so?
With incredible agility, almost a comedic grace in the face of mortal danger, he navigates the runaway train, gets underneath it somehow, and manages to uncouple the locomotive from the carriages.
Wow. That takes guts and skill.
Absolutely. It's a spontaneous act of sheer bravery and quick thinking that prevents a catastrophic derailment, likely saving everyone aboard. He literally brings the runaway monster to a halt. It showcases a totally different kind of heroism, one born of physical daring and practical experience, contrasting sharply with Fogg's intellectual problem-solving.
It's such a powerful image, isn't it? The precise, calculated hero in Fogg, and then this impulsive physical hero in Passepartout, whose life experience, so far from Fogg's structured world, proves to be the very thing that saves them.
That profoundly reinforces the idea that you need different kinds of strengths, diverse skill sets for true success, especially when you're facing the utterly unpredictable.
Definitely. But this heroism comes at a terrible cost, right?
Yeah.
Passepartout disappears.
He does. Abducted by the Sioux after saving the train. And here's where we witness Phileas Fogg's most profound moral transformation.
This is the big one.
It is. Despite the immediate and devastating consequence of losing the 20,000-pound wager, which, remember, is half his fortune, Fogg makes a truly unprecedented decision. He chooses to risk everything, his entire fortune, his chance at winning the wager, to save his servant.
What does he say?
He declares, with an intensity we haven't seen from him before, "I will find him, dead or alive." It's an astonishing moment for a man previously so dedicated to his precise schedule and financial stakes. Humanity over the timetable.
This is indeed a crucial, pivotal turning point for Phileas Fogg's character. And what about Fix? What's he doing during all this?
Well, Detective Fix, still pursuing Fogg, chooses to stay behind with Aouda in Fort Kearny, while Fogg leaves with a detachment of soldiers to search for Passepartout.
Interesting. He stays with Aouda.
Yeah. And it's at this moment that Fix's view of Fogg truly begins to change. He who had single-mindedly hunted Fogg as a thief now sees him risking everything, his reputation, his fortune, his freedom for a loyal servant.
It must challenge Fix's perception of him.
Completely. He is utterly stunned when Fogg returns, having successfully rescued Passepartout and the other captured passengers. This selfless act, this profound demonstration of loyalty and human connection, finally peels back Fogg's cool, logical exterior. It reveals a noble and deeply empathetic heart that had been hidden by his rigid adherence to routine. Fix starts to doubt his own certainty.
A huge shift. So they rescue Passepartout, but they've lost even more time.
A lot of time. With no time to lose after the rescue, Fogg charters an ice sledge, basically a wind-powered sled, to reach Omaha, desperately trying to make up for lost time across the snowy plains.
Wow, an ice sledge. Resourceful again.
Incredibly. They then race to the coast only to miss the China, the steamer bound for Liverpool, by a mere 45 minutes.
Oh, agony. 45 minutes.
It's a gut-wrenching moment, another devastating setback. But Fogg doesn't give up. His determination is just relentless at this point.
What can he even do now?
He finds another vessel, the Henrietta, a cargo vessel bound for Bordeaux, France. Captain Speedy, the ship's cantankerous owner, flatly refuses to take him to Liverpool. He's going to Bordeaux. End of story.
So Fogg is stuck again?
Not quite. Fogg, with his immense remaining fortune, does the only thing he can think of. A move of sheer breathtaking audacity. He buys the ship itself.
He buys the Henrietta, the whole ship.
The whole ship. For a staggering $60,000, which was about 12,000 pounds back then, locks Captain Speedy in his cabin and takes command.
That's insane. Talk about determination, and then what he does next. It's perhaps the most desperate, vivid, and visually striking act of determination in the entire book, isn't it?
Absolutely. The burning of the ship.
Yeah.
With time running out and the coal supply dwindling as they steam towards Liverpool, Fogg orders the ship's wooden fittings, the very structure of the vessel, the cabins, the furniture, even the masts, to be ruthlessly torn down and burned.
Just feeding it all into the boilers.
Everything wooden that will burn. To keep the boilers at full pressure, ensuring they can reach Liverpool at maximum speed. Passepartout, with his past experience as a fireman, joins in the frenzied demolition, smashing apart their temporary home for the sake of the wager.
That's an incredible image. Literally burning everything, comfort, material possessions, the ship itself to achieve a singular, all-consuming goal.
It really is. It shows the absolute extreme of his resolve.
So they finally arrive in Liverpool, burning the ship down to the waterline, basically.
Oh.
Do they make it in time?
They arrive in Liverpool with what seems like mere minutes to spare, at 20 minutes to noon, Saturday, December 21st. The finish line is in sight, the triumph almost within grasp.
So close.
But just as Fogg believes he's made it, at this absolute pinnacle of his journey, after everything, Fix finally receives the long-awaited arrest warrant from London.
Oh no, not now.
Now, he arrests Fogg in the Queen's name, right there on English soil.
It's the height of irony, a cruel twist of fate that seems to seal Fogg's doom at the very last second, after all that.
Fogg is taken directly to the Liverpool Customs House, thrown in a cell. And the wager, which is set to end at 8.45 that Saturday evening, seems irretrievably lost.
Total despair.
The crushing weight of defeat descends upon them. Passepartout is utterly devastated, blaming himself for hiding Fix's true intentions earlier for all the delays. This dramatic low point is expertly designed by Verne. It makes you, the listener, feel the full weight of their impossible task, the utter despair of being so close, only to be thwarted by this arbitrary turn of events.
All to set up the grand, ingenious resolution. It's the darkest moment before the dawn, as they say.
Exactly. But then the miracle, the profound and truly subtle genius of Jules Verne's writing, finally unfolds.
The twist. How does it happen?
The truth about the real bank robber emerges, a man named James Strand. Turns out he was arrested 3 days earlier on December 17th, way up in Edinburgh.
So Fogg was innocent all along. Fix had the wrong man.
Completely wrong. Fix, upon receiving this news, rushes to the prison, absolutely mortified by his grave error, to release Fogg.
I bet Fogg has some choice words for him.
Well, Fogg's reaction upon release is concise. A perfectly aimed, very satisfying English punch right to Fix's face. Delivered with all the precision of a man who calculates every move.
Haha. Good for Fogg. Passepartout must have loved that.
Oh, the book says it brought him great satisfaction and quiet joy. But they've lost more time being in jail.
Right. So even though he's free, is he too late?
They missed the express train to London. But Fogg, with the last surge of hope and resources, arranges a special train. Still, they arrive back in London at what they believe is 8:55 p.m.
5 minutes too late.
5 minutes too late. The wager seems unequivocally lost. The grand adventure apparently culminating in defeat. And here, finally, we get to Verne's absolute stroke of genius, the brilliant, subtle twist that hinges entirely on that concept of global time we talked about.
The extra day.
The extra day. That extra day Passepartout had unknowingly noticed earlier when his watch matched the ship's chronometers in the Pacific. That was the day that saved them.
How does it work again?
Traveling eastward, crossing all those meridians, Fogg had gained a full 24 hours relative to London time. He thought it was Saturday, December 21st.
But because he'd been gaining time all the way.
In reality, it was Friday, December 20th.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. How did they figure it out?
Passepartout figures it out. In a flurry of activity, Fogg, thinking he's lost but wanting to offer Ouda stability, asks Passepartout to arrange their wedding for what he believes is the next day, Monday.
Okay.
Passepartout rushes off to speak to Reverend Samuel Wilson. And while arranging things, the Reverend mentions that tomorrow is Saturday, not Monday. Passepartout realizes the date is actually Friday, December 20th.
The penny drops.
Massively. He runs back, screaming with excitement to tell his master this astounding, game-changing revelation. Fogg still has time.
He can still make it.
He rushes to the Reform Club, arriving at exactly 8:45 p.m., the literal final second of the deadline. He has won the bet.
Wow. Just under the wire. That is the ultimate aha moment. Yeah. It makes you want to reread the whole book just to spot the clues.
It really does. This brilliant, subtle plot device highlights the profound importance of understanding the world and its natural laws beyond just simple, rigid schedules. It's a testament to how often seemingly insignificant details, like a watch aligning, can hold the absolute key to success, transforming certain defeat into triumphant victory.
So financially, how did he end up? After buying elephants and ships and posting bail?
Financially, after all those extraordinary expenses, the elephant, the bail, buying the Henrietta, burning the Henrietta, the special train, only £1,000 remained from the initial £20,000 wager winnings.
Just £1,000 left from the $20,000 he won.
Yep, which Fogg graciously split between Passepartout and Fix, believe it or not, rewarding loyalty and perhaps acknowledging Fix's misguided dedication.
So in monetary terms, the grand adventure was barely profitable.
Barely. But, and this is the real point, he gained something far, far more valuable than money.
Happy.
Exactly. Happiness. By marrying Ouda, the woman he saved and brought with him, the woman who saw the heart beneath the precision, he found profound companionship and love. In the narrator's beautiful concluding words, she made him the happiest of men. So, what does this all mean for us listening today, beyond the thrilling plot twists and the race against the clock?
Well, I think the profound moral of this timeless tale is pretty clear. The adventure was never truly about the money or the precision or even just the race itself.
Right, those are just the framework.
Exactly. It was about the rich tapestry of experiences, deep bonds formed, especially between Fogg and Passepartout and Fogg and Ouda, the personal discoveries made along the way. Fogg starts as a machine and ends as a man, basically.
That's a great summary.
Jules Verne, this visionary who famously traveled the world mostly through the vivid power of his imagination, he showed us that the greatest journey is truly the discovery of oneself and the profound connections we forge with others.
It's a story that reminds us that true riches often lie in the unexpected detours and ultimately in the human heart. Spot on. And that wraps up our deep dive into Around the World in 80 Days. We've journeyed through Phileas Fogg's meticulously ordered world, witnessed Passepartout's unexpected moments of heroism, and navigated treacherous obstacles alongside Detective Fix's relentless pursuit.
Yeah, we've seen how a story about speed, technology, and the indomitable human spirit can still challenge our perceptions of time, ingenuity, and what it truly means to live a full life, even today.
This incredible tale leaves us with a truly provocative thought, doesn't it? What extra day or unexpected advantage might you gain in your own seemingly impossible pursuits, if only you paid close attention to the nuances?
To the human connections you forge and the unforeseen details that surround you.
Exactly. How does embracing the unpredictable aspects of a journey often lead to the most valuable and unexpected discoveries? Maybe even the ones that truly define your success in ways you never planned.
It's a great takeaway. Your own life journeys, though maybe less dramatic than a trip around the globe in 80 days,
Hopefully less dramatic.
are equally rich with potential for unexpected turns and valuable discoveries. It's a timeless reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures aren't found at the meticulously planned destination, but in the journey itself, and maybe most importantly, in the people you share it with.
Well said. A fantastic story with enduring lessons.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.